It's game time. It's time to play hockey.
Welcome, everyone, to the ranch here live, Kingston, Ontario, for Wrangler Family Day. Lots of young Wranglers in the crowd tonight. And before we get started, we want to say a big shout out down to Nashville, Tennessee, and Danny Rivette watching online. Danny, thank you so much for joining us. Hayden Rivette back in the lineup, wearing a different number tonight. He's going to sport number 15. Oh, no, that's Marcus Forbes. Never mind. 77 still Hayden Rivette. We're about to get underway here at the ranch. Lance Brown taking the opening face-off out there with Guest and Braden Davis. Face-off pushed through by Lance Brown, goes in behind the net. He's going to push his man off. This is Somang in town. Didn't catch the goalie's name. Did you go down and see who's net for Somang? Somang now brings this out across the neutral zone. Emmett Guest breaks that one up as Grimbleby goes over to help him out, but Emmett Guest going to pick that up, shoot it in off the stick of Lance Brown into the corner. Looks like Bell is in net for Somang. Scores! That was Lance Brown out of nowhere. And the Wranglers grab an early lead. Sorry, folks, didn't have the replay turned on there. We're going to have to get that for the highlight package later on. As Lance Brown opens the scoring for your Wranglers. And we're less than a minute into the first period. Somang now controls, carries in on the outside, steps around Rubidoux, and Austin Neal hangs on to the puck. 19:01 remaining in the first period. Randy, steady hand cameraman up here with me, feeding his face. Poutine wouldn't let me have one. That's the true crime in today's game. Somang, long shot, misses wide to the outside. It's Bell, right? It is Bell that's in net for Somang. Bouncing puck as Somang's going to back up and try and work around the outside. Off the foot of Rubidoux. They're going to turn and fire that one in, goes in behind the net. This is Marcus Forbes going back to pick up the puck. He's wearing number 15 tonight, not number 44. Somang carries it out of the Wrangler zone. They're going to back up and try to move this back in. They clear the zone. Now they head in on the outside. Somang broke it up on the neutral zone there. They try to come across. Neal has the puck, doesn't know where it is. Bouncing puck. He's going to hang on to that one. Has some rough stuff out front as Marcus Forbes not going to put up with that one. Emmett Guest, Lance Brown, and Davis now come out along with Blake Wood and Tyrese Carrion. One of the new additions here for the Wranglers. We're 18:03 of the first. Yep. What's that? Randy approves of the country-themed day here for the Wrangler Day during Family Day here in Canada. Lots of little Wranglers in the crowd. Dumped in hard by Wood in behind the net. That's Blake Wood, the defenseman. Somang tried to shoot that one all the way down the ice. Carrion broke that up. Hard hit across the neutral zone. That was Lance Brown. He moves it over to Blake Wood. He's going to carry this up to Carrion. So that's Davis. Davis going to carry his long shot in off the blocker of Veal. He can't hang on to that once it bounces against the half board. Out comes Somang, bouncing puck as Blake Wood just bumped his man off the pocket, shot in deep. Blake Wood now goes back to pick this up as we have our first look at Hayden Rivette back from concussion. Goes far side to Emmett Guess as he's hit hard. Captain David Duggan put it back to Wood over to Grimbleby. He goes right back to Wood to open this up. Long distance pass that's going to negate the icing as Steven. I think somebody forgot about the icing call as it was clearly beat to the hash mark. Yeah, they're going to remind him about the icing call. Steven Saber was clearly behind the play there. Yeah, referee's actually going to go over and talk to the coach, Majors. Oh, there was something else that he caught, apparently. Not sure what it was. Love to have Coach Majors mic'd up right now. Probably have to bleep half of it out, but that's okay. Gets very energetic during these games. A lot of passion from the coaching staff here for the Wranglers. Somang now tries to work it on the outside. Grimbleby's going to break that up. This is your captain, David Duggan. He one touch past the Disher, back over. He gets it out. Somang does control on the outside. Steven Saber takes a swing at that one as Somang goes in on the outside, tries to find their way in. Neal saves and kicks that one to the right-hand side. 16:07 remaining of the first period. Long distance shot, bouncing puck. Hayden Rivette's going to push his man into the half board as Somang works it in low. Tip shot, bouncing puck, and the puck squeaks through Neal. And Somang ties this one up. It was right there. He just couldn't hang on to it. Bouncing puck. You'll see it go on the half board there with Hayden Rivette. And they're going to walk it out right there. Just squeak through right there. And we're 1-1 at 15:45 of the first period. Long distance shot, knocked down by Forbes, gets a stick slashed out of his hands as Tyler Doolin avoided a check. He gave Lafortine a little poke there on the way by. Tyler Doolin, very feisty. Somang on the outside tried to find in the shooting lane, blocked up by the Wranglers. They can't clear. Somang keeps it in at the line. Work on the outside, knocked down by Neal. Lance Brown fires that down the ice. That puck won't make it. Davis is going to be the forechecker on this one as Somang tries to work it to the outside. Picked off by Lance Brown. He's the goal scorer. Tries to come in for the secondary shot. He went over top of the blocker of Veal, and Veal just knocked the net off as he bumped the net off, and then he just pushed it cleanly off. 14:55 remaining of the first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear TV. Face off one, controlled by Somang. Now they're going to try and carry this one out. They do. They now set this one up to get going. Long distance shot. This is going to be an icing call at 14:42.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Baja Craft Kitchen, inspired by the collective culinary journey of its founders. With a passion for fresh flavors, we offer thoughtfully crafted cuisine and creative cocktails.
Steven Saber's toes went over the line. They booted out David Duggan as Rivette steps in on the draw. Saber battles his man on the half board. Hayden Rivette also comes in to bump his man off. Again, nice to see Hayden Rivette back in the lineup. They dump this one out as it's broken up at the line by Tyrese Carrion. Now they work around the outside. Your captain also breaks that up. Carrion off the sideboard, slashed in by Saber. Rivette on the forward check on this play as he switches spots with David Duggan on the half board. They clear this one out. Disher couldn't get a stick on that one. Now he knocks it down, goes far side. Saber's going to carry the puck in. Tried to find Rivette and Duggan. Somang gains control, gains the line. Steven Saber bumps his man off, broken up by Grimbleby. 13:54 remaining of the first period. Somang reaches on the outside, still controlling the puck in deep. They're trying to find their way out. Lots of Wranglers back. They can't control this play. Go into the half board, shoot it into the corner. David Duggan off his foot controls, tried to go up the boards. He did to Ty Wood. Ty Wood and Blake Wood. One's a forward, one's a defense. Long distance shot into the corner. Ty Wood now is going to pick this one up. He's going to circle, look for the outlet pass, finds the captain, David Duggan, who tried to dump that in, hit a weird bounce, didn't go all the way in. Somang with a stretch pass, 2-on-1. Grimbleby breaks that one up, as well as Rubidoux bouncing puck. And Neal finally hangs on to that one at 13:07. Yeah, decent crowd here today for Family Day weekend here in Canada. Lots of young Wranglers running around. Going to go for a skate with the Wranglers. After the game, they get a chance to meet the big club, get autographs. And, of course, the country themed here today at the ranch. This is Marcus Forbes now going to turn, fire this one. Gets some height on it and hits one of the girders. Surprised the corner door didn't open. What's that? The Forbes flip. Surprised it didn't open the corner door down there. Did you check the door, Randy? Uh-oh. Face off to the right-hand side of Neal. They're going to control this one inside. Long distance shot knocked down by Somang. Somang carries on the outside. Guest forces his man to the outside. Long distance shot broken up by Carrion. In behind the net, battles his man. Blake Wood standing by on the other side of the wood, waiting for the puck to come out. Somang controls in the corner. We're coming up on 12 minutes. Now a foot race. This is Davis now. Just gets slightly beat by his man as it banks off the back of the net. Wranglers control. Quick shot by Lance Brown. Just missed the net. Another great opportunity for Lance Brown. As Carrion steps up and stands his ground, the blue line keeps it in. High puck bouncing. Lance Brown knocks it down, controls. Can be kept at the line here by Carrion. He's going to bank this one hard and around. Hayden Rivette now on the half board, tries to get there in time. Long distance shot cleared back in by Woods. Wranglers have to clear and tag up. Long distance shot picked off by Blake Wood. He's going to work on the outside. Toe drag, quick shot, gets blocked into the corner. David Duggan now on the half board to Hayden Rivette. Back to Duggan. Now Rivette controls. Rivette's got some room. He's going to step back, have a peek. As Steven Saber lined his man up. Hayden Rivette, the forward checker again, son of Danny Rivette, defense star for the NPHL County Royals. who's watching from Nashville, Tennessee right now. Bouncing puck now, a foot race. As Grimbleby beats his man back, Logan Grimbleby goes for a skate, moves it on the outside. One touch by Rivette. They're going to wave the icing. Duggan makes it all the way back, picked off by Ty Wood. Somang does get control back. Now they work it out. Out comes Somang, 4 wide. Trying to find their guy in the shooting lane. They do. Shoots high and wide. Defense can't close that door. We're halfway through the first period. Somang controls on the outside. Long distance shot again, controlled by Somang at the line. I think it's our first time we've seen Jackson Payne on the ice today as well. Somang works it around the outside, tries to find the outlet pass, broken up by Wood, bouncing puck. Rubidoux can't get a stick on that, and it is controlled by Ty Wood. Ty Wood right to the bench for the change. He gets his change completed. Braden Davis comes on for Ty Wood. Rubidoux now gets this one, long distance shot. Jackson Payne couldn't hang on to that one. Somang in behind the net. They're going to regroup. Now broken up again by Marcus Forbes. As Doolin tries to battle his man, he's pushed off the puck. Somang now comes out 3 wide, 3-on-3. Lots of Wranglers back. Broken up by Neal into the corner, hits the glass, stays in play. Rubidoux missed the assignment on that one in behind the net. Somang still controls. Back to the line, they work on the outside. Long distance shot, Neal steers that to the left-hand side of the net. Davis couldn't get that puck out. Somang still controls. Lots of legs in the way, but Neal knocks that one to the side. Somang now works around the outside. Wranglers try to regroup to get control of this puck. Gaston, Duggan both double team the Somang player trying to get control of this. Duggan gets a stick on that, can't get control. Now Rubidoux goes in to get control. Emmett Guest now gets this out. Now it's a foot race. This is Davis. Aggressive on the forward check. Off his foot. Carey now is going to step out, and out comes Somang. It's a 1-on-3 odd man rush. He's going to wait for reinforcements. A long distance shot, and Neal flashes the leather and hangs on to that one at 8-12. Again, happy Family Day to everyone in the Wranglers Nation. Face off one, can't be controlled by Somang. Here comes Hayden Rivette on the outside. Nobody with him, just tried to put it in the shooting lane. Nobody there. Duggan drops it off for Blake Wood. Tried to go right back to Duggan. He couldn't. Bouncing puck. Carrion gets that one out. Long distance shot in. Bouncing puck. Kind of fooled Neal. Nobody on the forecheck, though. Lots of time. Rivette now goes across ice off a foot into the zone. Coming up on 7:30 remaining of the first period. Hayden Rivette controls in the corner, moves it up. He's helped by David Duggan. They try to go across the neutral zone. Nobody in the shooting lane, goes all the way back down. Neal's going to let this one go as Blake Wood picks this up. He goes right back to Grimbleby. Grimbleby back over to Wood. Now Ty Wood gets this. Grimbleby off a foot. Bouncing puck. Neal's going to steer that in the corner for Blake Wood. Blake Wood up to Steven Sabre. Couldn't handle that one. Sabre's going to go off for a change. Jackson Payne, Ty Wood, Tyler Doolin all out here now. Icing is negated as it looked like the referee waved that off, and then Neal came out to play it. And, of course, that absolutely negates the icing immediately. Referees got to kind of clean up their signals here. As being junior hockey, it's the guys know how to read some of these calls and stuff. Hand pass is the call at 6:25. Hand pass the call. Face off on the outside the Somang zone on the right-hand side. Lance Brown steps in on the draw. Wins another draw. Long distance pass broken up by Disher. One touch pass. Lance Brown. Emmett Guess falls down, gets right back up. Here comes Lance Brown again. Quick shot. Shot the stick, and everything just missed the net on the left-hand side past Veal. Picked off by Disher. Disher to Guess. Guess to Brown. Couldn't hang on to that one as it's cleared by the Somang defenseman. That puck never even crossed the line, and they're going to call icing. Somang didn't like that one. Somang was not happy with that. That puck did not clear the line. But the Wranglers will take it. 5:55 remaining of the first. Lance Brown wins another draw, pushes it through, tries to go up front. Nobody there. Out comes Somang. Somang works on the outside. Long distance shot off the leg of Andrew Rubidoux. Huntington, Quebec native. Somang comes back the opposite way. Long distance shot. Neal hangs on to that one at 5:30 remaining of the first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear TV, live from the ranch, Kingston, Ontario. Family Wrangler Day here at the ranch. Country theme day as well. It's great to see all the little Wranglers in the crowd. Puck put in behind the net. Now Rubidoux one-touch passes this to Forbes. Forbes tries to circle away from his man, still battles his man. He clears the far side. Hayden Rivette gets this one out. Now a foot race. Hayden Rivette pushes on the Somang defenseman. He's got to panic, go across the ice. They're going to bank this one. Bouncing puck. Forbes gets control. Somang tried to dump it in, kept it at the line by outside the line by Marcus Forbes, and they bring it back in. Long distance shot. Somang tries to move this up as Steven Saber hits his man, knocks him down. Neal opts to hang on to that puck at 4:42 remaining of the first period. Face off to the left-hand side of Neal. Face off won by Jackson Payne. Bouncing puck. Doolin couldn't get that one out. Now it gets out. Long distance shot up high. Neal knocks that down to his glove and hangs on to it at 4:28. Jackson Payne steps in on the draw, right-hand side. He won the draw, but went off the foot of the Somang player. Bouncing puck. Neal's going to control that, give that to Carrion. Carrion one-touch pass to Ty Wood, up to Blake Wood. And now Tyler Doolin chases this on the forecheck. Him and Ty Wood switch spots down the middle. Somang comes out, 3-on-2. Ty Wood back, catches up to the play. They move on the outside, try to move it in. Neal shuts the door there as Carrion battles his man in behind the net. Given support by Jackson Payne. Somang keeps it at the line. Long dump in. Veal's going to hang on to that one in behind the net. Somang tries to regroup to get this one out. Kept in at the line by Emmett Gass. He's going to carry this one through in the backhand. Bouncing puck. Brown took a swing at that one as well. Couldn't get there. Emmett Guest right back over to Davis. Quick shot goes high and away. Emmett Guest on the half board. He's going to control this one. Guest still has the puck. Gets bumped off. Disher picks this one off. Great forward checking by the Wranglers. As Lance Brown couldn't hold that in at the line as Grimbleby goes back to pick this one up. They're going to shoot this one around. Disher lets this go to Guest. Guest back to Disher. Disher moves it across to Grimbleby. We're under 3 minutes remaining of the first. 1-1 tie. Bouncing puck. Disher couldn't hold on to that one. Disher's going to back up, look for the outlet pass. He couldn't find Davis as Somang regroups. Coming in 4 wide. Neal makes sure that steers into the corner. They have to go all the way back. Collision out front of the net, in behind the play. Hayden Rivette gets tangled up. Backhand pass goes high and away. Hayden Rivette now controls. Hayden Rivette bumps his man to the half board. Here comes Steven Saber. He's got Duggan with him and Hayden Rivette. Steven Saber bumps his man in the corner. Hayden Rivette comes in to help out, misses the check. Rubido's got to get back. He saw the assignment. Forbes also back. One step around him. Shot tipped away by Forbes over the net. 2:01 remaining of the first period. Face-off will take place to the left-hand side of Neal. This is your captain, David Duggan, stepping in on the draw. Face-off won by Duggan, cleared hard, but kept, it did get out. Matt Fortune thought he kept that one in. He also thought he got speared 2 minutes ago. Looks like a very animated player out there. Neal slowed that down for Rubidoux. He goes across the ice to Saber. Saber can't get this one out. Long shot. Missed the tip. Missed wide. Here comes Hayden Rivette. Rivette couldn't get that one out. Rubidoux tried to find Saber. Puck came right back to him. Rubidoux's going to carry this one in. He stood up at the line by Lafortune. Rubidoux will grab his number for later. Somang trying to work this one out. Forbes and Rubidoux back as Somang works to the outside. Guest puts pressure on him. Slashing call coming up as David Duggan's stick completely two-handed out. Wranglers will go to a very important power play. 1:11 remaining of the first period. 1-1 tie. Power play unit will now come out for the Wranglers. Brown, Davis, Emmett Guest, Disher, and Rubidoux. Disher will go up into the forward line. They'll put him out in front of the net. Face-off won by Lance Brown. They're going to try and clear. Kept at the line. Rubidoux can't really handle that one. Bouncing. Now he gets it back. Long shot. Veal kind of slapped that one away. For checking by Lance Brown. Here comes Emmett Guest on the half board. He keeps it in at the half board there. They're going to clear this one out. Bouncing puck does get out. Rubidoux's going to take some time here. Lots of time on this power play. They're going to move this one up. Disher couldn't handle that one. Somang's going to clear the clock here. 37 seconds. Guess is going to chase him behind the net. Off his leg. Bouncing puck. Quick shot high and away. That was Lance Brown. He's firing everything at the net tonight. 19 seconds remaining. The last run here for the Wranglers. This is your captain, David Duggan. He's going to get ahead of speed, work on the outside. David Duggan works on the outside. He's got Davis with him. Bouncing puck open inside the slot. Nobody there. 5 seconds remaining. Here comes Saber. Tries to go in the back door. Can't get it all the way in. And cleared. And at the end of the first period, 1-1, Wranglers and Somang will head to the intermission show. We will catch you on the other side.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports Spring Tournaments. Check out all the tournaments they have to offer. In their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for all levels in Kingston. Their tournaments include Adult Hockey Classic, Ontario Prospects D2, D3, and Junior Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Ringette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports, hosting spring hockey 4-on-4 leagues in Kingston, Napanee, and Girls League only based out of Napanee as well. Head on over to realmsports.com to register your player today.
This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by HDC Kingston Realm Sports. Hockey Development Center Kingston is the newest state-of-the-art facility brought to Kingston, located at 1325 Centennial Drive. It offers programs to players from U8 to U20. Programs include our skate mill training and total training package, utilizing our 2 skate mills, Fusion Skating Zone, and much, much more. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by, in their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for players of all levels in Kingston. Tournaments include our Ontario Prospects D2 and D3 Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Ringette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by TPH. Realm Sports Academy, powered by TPH, is an academy offered to students grades 6 to 12, looking for a holistic approach to academics. The academy offers specialization in sports, including hockey, baseball, softball, and golf. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by 417 Bus Line, founded in 1958 in Castleman, Ontario, is a bus and charter transportation provider serving the Ottawa region with a large fleet of over 850 vehicles. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by Realm Sports is a family-centered multi-sport academy located in Kingston, Ontario. They offer a variety of programs, including sports tournaments, spring hockey leagues, teams, and camps designed for different age groups. The organization focuses on providing exciting and educational sports experiences.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports Spring Tournaments. Check out all the tournaments they have to offer. In their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for all levels in Kingston. Their tournaments include Adult Hockey Classic, Ontario Prospects D2, D3, and Junior Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Ringette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports, hosting spring hockey 4-on-4 leagues in Kingston, Napanee, and Girls League only based out of Napanee as well. Head on over to realmsports.com to register your player today.
This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by HDC Kingston Realm Sports. Hockey Development Center Kingston is the newest state-of-the-art facility brought to Kingston, located at 1325 Centennial Drive. It offers programs to players from U8 to U20. Programs include our skate mill training and total training package, utilizing our 2 skate mills, Fusion Skating Zone, and much, much more. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by. In their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for players of all levels in Kingston. Tournaments include our Ontario Prospects D2 and D3 Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Ringette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by TPH. Realm Sports Academy, powered by TPH, is an academy offered to students grades 6 to 12, looking for a holistic approach to academics. The academy offers specialization in sports, including hockey, baseball, softball, and golf. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by 417 Bus Line, founded in 1958 in Castleman, Ontario, is a bus and charter transportation provider serving the Ottawa region with a large fleet of over 850 vehicles. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by Realm Sports is a family-centered multi-sport academy located in Kingston, Ontario. They offer a variety of programs, including sports tournaments, spring hockey leagues, teams, and camps designed for different age groups. The organization focuses on providing exciting and educational sports experiences.
Welcome back to the second period. 1-1 tie. Wranglers on the power play for 46 seconds. Duggan, Forbes, and Rivette up front. Grimbleby and Sabre on the point. Somang clears all the way down. Neal's going to touch this one. Knocked down by your captain, David Duggan, as it got stuck in the linesman's feet. Rivette's going to pick this one off, walk in, tried to drop it back for Grimbleby, picked off. Now they come back the opposite way, long distance shot in. Neal's going to knock this one in behind the net. Sabre's going to pick this one up on the half board. Grimbleby back over to Sabre. Sabre long distance shot, one touch in by Hayden Rivette. Hayden Rivette on the forecheck. He controls on the half board. Somang now gets us out. 2-on-1 back, short-handed. Quick shot. Neal blockers that one away as we return back to 5-on-5 hockey. Shot around the outside. Sabre steps in, goes in behind the net. Penalty coming up. High sticking as Sabre's holding his face. Right back to the power play for the Wranglers. 2 minutes for high sticking. What's that? As we said earlier, lots of young Wranglers here as the 2018 Kingston Wrangler coach now in the house. Brings in some of the young players here as they clear around the outside. Guest can't keep it in at the line. He's going to back up. This is the BC native. Emmett Guest up the Disher. Disher tried to light touch that one in, hit Disher in the back, bouncing puck. As Rubidoux moves it on the far side. This is Davis now. He's going to control, goes back to Guest. Sorry, that's Lance Brown. Lance Brown's going to carry this one up. He's going to make himself some room. 1:30 in the penalty remaining for high sticking to Somang. Lance Brown, one touch pass, tried to hop over, tried to do it himself. As Rubidoux takes out Disher. They're going to wind this one up. This is Rubidoux, going to drop off to Brown, up to Disher. Disher's going to gain the lines, going to dump this one in. Davis tried to get her on the far side. Veal knocked that one down in behind the net. Somang's going to gain control, clear this puck again. Emmett Guest is going to try his hand to bring this one up as well. He moves the outside back over to Grimbleby. Grimbleby missed assignment on that one. They're going to clear, knocked down by Disher. Great forechecking by Somang. Grimbleby's going to back up. He's going to bump his man off as the captain's going to pick the puck up and do it himself. Now he's going to carry this down. He's got Davis and Rivette. Nice drop for Rivette. Rivette, long shot. Veal can't control into the corner. He's going to try and clear this one out. Knocked down the line by Grimbleby. Grimbleby's going to circle with 18 seconds remaining. Tries to find the outlet pass. Saber, quick shot. Veal knocks that into the corner. Saber controls now. We're 5 seconds remaining. As Forbes tried to tip that one. Grimbleby not on the line as they tried to clear. Back to 5-on-5 hockey again. 16:50 remaining of the second period. 1-1 here at the ranch. Wrangler family day here. Somang carries this in. 3-on-2. Work to the outside. Off the foot of Forbes. Slowed down. Neil easily handled that one as they flip this one out. Icing has been negated. Somang now tries to regroup as Emmett Guest on the forecheck. Duggan also on the forecheck. They finally break this one up in behind. Bouncing puck controls. Oh, great opportunity there for Emmett Guest. And Veal closed the door on that one. Picked off again. This is Guest. Long distance shot by Lance Brown. Misses wide. Davis picks this one up. Forbes tried to hold the line. He couldn't. Emmett Guest is going to wind this one back up. Just a slight touch. Took it off his stick. As Carrion now tried to dump that one in. Picked up by Davis. He's going to work on the outside. He's hit hard into the half board. Guest steps up to help out. He goes low in behind the net. Off the back of the net. Lance Brown on the forecheck. As Davis is cross-checked out front of the net. They work on the outside. This is Carrion now. As he tries to reverse hit, he gets hit. Lemieux now tries to work over Carrion. Neal kicks that off into the corner. Hard hit by Davis. Neal directs that up into the mesh at 15-11. We'll go back and take a look at that great opportunity by Emmett Guest down at the far end. Long distance shot, knocked down there. We'll have to get that replay for you. Jackson Payne clears this one out. Tyler Doolin on the ice, along with Ty Wood. Somang now winds up with 5 minutes gone in the second period. They're going to work around the outside. Forbes tries to force his man outside. Neal shuts the door. Rubidoux now is going to move this one up to Ty Wood. He's hit hard. Ty Wood couldn't hang on to that one as Jackson Payne gets this one out. Now they work around the outside. This is Doolin backing up. Broken up by Jackson Payne. Ty Wood over to Rubidoux. Up to Payne. Payne's is going to dump this one in. Tyler Doolin goes in on the forecheck. Knocked on the outside. Somang tries to pick up the puck as the Wranglers change. Now a 3-on-3 back. Offsides the call. Yeah, here's the Emmett Guest opportunity right there. You'll see it walk right out front. There's the shot by Emmett Guest. And Veal steered that away. Duggan now steps in on the draw. He's out there with Sabre and Rivette, picked off by Grimbleby. Somang gains the line, dumps it in and behind. Neal lets it go. They work on the outside. Now battle on the half board. You got Duggan and Grimbleby in there battling their men. Puck comes loose. Sabre one-touch passes. Somang player stepped out in front of him, gets a stick taken away. Your captain now goes on the half board to try and force this one out. He's going to pick this up. 2-on-4. He couldn't get it over to Rivette. They're going to dump this in. Grimbleby's got his helmet loose. That was from the battle on the half board. Disher tried to find Rivette. Disher steps up. Wild swing. Hayden Rivette now going back to pick this one up. Jackson Payne also comes back to help. Too many men on the ice for Somang. They couldn't play the puck. Here comes Steven Sabres. Got Brown with him. Long shot, high and away. As Veal blockered that up into the mesh. 12:59 remaining of the second period here on Family Wrangler Day. Great day for the organization. The 2018 Young Wranglers are in the house. We got some other players for some of the younger teams. Again, a massive organization here in Kingston. All the age groups basically U6 all the way up, including the Lady Wranglers. Wranglers now control behind the net, trying to find a bouncing puck. Backhanded shot by Guest. Net knocked off again by Veal. They're going to hold the change for Somang. That was clearly labeled to the bench.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Bar Homes, with 70 years of deeply rooted history in the construction industry of Kingston and the surrounding areas. The Bar family is pleased to help local family create their legacies by sharing our expertise and excellence in building.
Face off one controlled by the Wranglers. Again, thank you so much for the wonderful sponsors here for the Wrangler organization. Some sponsors even in the house today during this Family Day long weekend here in Canada. Somang's going to gain the line, fire this one in and around. It's going to almost make it all the way out as Davis bumps his man, gets control. He's going to flick this one out. Lance Brown going to control. He's got Guest and Blake Wood with him. Drop off to Blake Wood. Nice opportunity there for Davis as two sticks came together high out of play at 12:05. A lot of the young Wranglers brought their skates here to skate around with the Wranglers after the game. Autograph time for the young Wranglers in the big club. Usually the two teams are going in opposite directions. As this Wrangler team heads more towards the Ottawa and down south into the States, and the other group heads in more towards the Toronto area. Somang carries this in through the zone. They got to hold the line. They walk in, broken up by Rubidoux. Checks his man. Tripping call coming up against Andrew Rubidoux. That's for sticking his leg out. Oh, they're going to call that a hold. I would have gone with a trip. But Somang going for a power play. David Duggan, Steven Sabre, Theo Disher, and Blake Wood are your penalty kill as they work on the outside. Somang tries to find their way in. They're going to try and get set up here. Wranglers go to the square formation. Long shot up high. Neal easily hangs onto that one. At what? Oh, 11:19 of the first, 1:46 remaining in the penalty. David Duggan in for the draw. Somang wins the draw. They work around the outside. Theo Disher comes out, blocks that shot. Nice challenge by the Wranglers. Now they work it in low. Again, Theo Disher back, breaks that one up. Shot doesn't get through to Neal, and shot all the way down the ice. Neal's going to one-touch pass this as the forward lines change for your Wranglers. Lance Brown and Hayden Rivette out on this PK. Disher and Blake Wood stay out. Coming up on the halfway mark of the penalty. That was to Andrew Rubidoux, holding. Somang trying to control. They're going to walk in. They work on the outside. Long shot off a foot, high out of play. That went off Lance Brown. And now we're under 1 minute remaining. Penalty went to Ty Wood, not Rubidoux. Rubidoux just stepped on the ice. So we totally had the wrong player there, Randy. We had the wrong player. We thought it was Rubidoux for tripping. It was Wood for holding. Yeah, we weren't even close. You know, not that we haven't refereed before or anything. Somang now winds this up, coming up 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. They're trying to get this set up. Lance Brown out there. Steven Saber back on the ice. They try to work it in off a foot. Neal challenges. High bouncing puck. Knocked down by a hand. Neal knocks that one away. Easily read. Neal holds them in here. As we're coming up on 9 seconds remaining in the penalty. They're going to look for their one last shot. Quick shot off a body. Free puck. Saber controls in behind the net, and we return back to 5-on-5 hockey. Great penalty kill by the Wranglers. Wood goes off. Davis comes on. Lance Brown still out there. Saber, Rubidoux. Bouncing puck, now a foot race. Steven Saber trying to get to the puck. He's got Davis with him. Somang, defenseman, beats Saber. Has to clear around the outside. Gribbleby now trying to catch this, a foot race. Gribbleby hits his man in behind the net. David Duggan, the captain's going to slow this one down, works on the outside. Davis clears this up to Jackson Payne. Jackson Payne skates through 3 Somang players. They try to clear. Duggan knocks it down. Back to Payne in the corner to Davis. Davis gets taken down, no call. Duggan knocks that one down, steps around the hit, still has control. Here comes Duggan. Oh, one-touch pass to Jackson Payne, almost got that one in. Davis tries to clear it out front. Duggan one-handed, now turned over. Here comes Somang back the other way. Somang's going to be looking for a change on this one as well as they float this one through the paint. Nobody there. Davis battles his man, also helped out by David Duggan. Duggan gets this one out. Somang gains the line. Now they come back in. Ty Wood battles his man on the outside. Sorry, it's Blake Wood. Quick shot. Neal's going to hang on to that one. We'll go back and take a look at that great save, shorthanded, that Neal had just a few moments ago. We got something going on here at the replay, folks. We'll get that one for you. Treat there. Long distance shot. Neal's going to hang on to that one. Long shot kicked off to the side by Neal. Robidoux tries to clear this one. Bouncing puck through the crease. Emmett Guess is going to step up on this one. Goes the far side, just in behind Hayden Rivette. As Forbes puts this over to Rivette, up to Rubidoux, picked off. Hayden Rivette picks it back up. He's going to carry down through the neutral zone. 7:20 remaining. Bouncing puck. Tried to work it out front. Couldn't get there. Rubidoux keeps it in. Goes in low. Emmett Guess is going to chase the referee around the net. Still has control. Drops it off in the corner. This is Duggan. Duggan tried to spin away from his man. He's hit hard on the half board, given support by Hayden Rivette. Hayden Rivette trying to get this puck out. Now he does into the corner. Emmett Guest gets bumped off his man. Cleared by Somang. This will be icing. Here's the save by Neal as he closed the door on that one. And then the bouncing puck come right back, and you'll see they give a go here. Somang works it in. Here's the one-timer right there, rifles it, and Neal kicks that off to the side. Payne scores! That was Jackson Payne. And it's 2-1 for the Wranglers. You'll see it right here. We're coming back from the replay. There's the face-off. Jackson Payne's going to walk in right there, right down the middle. And the Wranglers take it 2-1 here in the second period. Ty Wood tries control. Doolin overskated that one. They're going to clear that one in. Icing is going to be the call here. As that was a great play by Jackson Payne. Again, we were just coming back from the replay. And there's the draw again. You'll see it. Just a funny bounce. And all of a sudden, Jackson Payne walked right out and put it right through Veal and makes it 2-1. Face off kept in by Somang. Neal's going to one-touch this in. This is Disher. Disher up to Wood. Wood's going to go off the glass. Jackson Payne now speeds through. He's got the puck again. He's going to carry this one in. He overskates it now. Somang gets this one out. They go on the far side. Grimbleby has to beat his man on the far side. Somang tries to regroup. Now they try to find their way in. Broken up by Lance Brown. Now Emmett Guest on a foot race. Tries to work it in. He does on the far side. 5:50 remaining. Nice hard hit there by Davis. Cleared all the way in. Picked off by Emmett Guest. He's got a body with him. As miscue there as Davis turns fire. Veal couldn't find that one. But Somang's going to pick this one up. Work on the outside. So Somang on the outside trying to find their way in. They cut. Neal closes the door high into the mesh. At 5:21 remaining. 2-1 for the Wranglers here at the ranch. During Wrangler Day, lots of little Wranglers extremely happy to see the big club up by a goal. Lance Brown steps in on the draw. He's out there with Gaston Davis. Face off, won by Brown. Puck controlled by Somang. Oh, funny little bounce as Neal got kind of stuttered step there and fell. Kind of locked him. It wasn't a dangerous shot, just kind of caught him off guard. Blake Wood now has the puck. He flicks this one out through the neutral zone. Nobody there on the outside. Somang tries to control off a foot. And they go back the opposite way. Brown's going to change for Duggan. Hayden Rivette steps up right at the red line. Keeps the Somang on their own side of the ice. Now they get it in. As Blake Wood had to force his man back in. Watch Somang. Quick shot. Neal's going to hang on to that one as they clear everybody out front of the net. 4:28 remaining of the second period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast live on Black Bear TV. We appreciate your time letting us into your living room. Or down to Nashville with Danny Rivette. Long shot around. Hayden Rivette now shoots this one across. Icing is negated as Sabre, Duggan, and Rivette on the forward line. Rubidoux and Forbes back on the point. Oh, Hayden Rivette missed that hit there. He wanted it. Bouncing puck. It's a Somang stick on the ice as Rubidoux is going to step up and now lead this one in. Hayden Rivette about 3 feet offside. I know. It's Wrangler Day. Randy just looked up and saw the crowd. Public skating again. The young Wranglers get to go out with a big club. Lots of kids running around with their skates getting ready. Duggan wins the draw, controlled by Somang, though, went off the linesman's foot as Forbes kind of let things go by as Niels has to get rid of that puck quick and knock it out of play. Face-off will take place to the right-hand side of Neil. Duggan, Rivette, Sabre on the forward line. Rubidoux and Forbes on the point. Sabre couldn't get a stick on that one, goes in behind the net. Somang controls, picked off by Forbes. He flicks that one out. Now a foot race. Duggan couldn't catch that one. Somang goes right down the middle. Now it's a 2-on-1. They work on the outside as Neil stretched across. They lost the handle on that one, but Neil had that one read. Somang going to bring this one in. Lots of Wranglers back. They're trying to find their step in through the middle. Picked off by Forbes. He's going to move this up to Hayden Rivette. One touch pass to Steven Sabre. He's going to dump that in. Veal's going to stop it in behind the net with 3 minutes remaining. Tyler Doolin, Jackson Payne, your captain, still on the ice. Duggan just noticed his line changed. But they're in their own zone. He'll get control before he changes. David Duggan, no stranger to a lot of ice time. Tyler Doolin gets that one out. There goes Duggan to the bench as Doolin's going to dump this one in. Quick change as Ty Wood comes out for Duggan. 2:30 remaining as Somang puts it against the half board. Your goal scorer, go-ahead goal scorer, Jackson Payne, steps in on that one. He's going to put it all the way back. Grimbleby tries to get this one out. Great call on the line by the referee. Had to step up on that one. Must have been a long car ride for the referees today. Oh. Yeah. Bouncing puck. Blake Wood, a little dangerous play there off his foot, but he controlled it. 2 minutes remaining. Broke it up. This is Tyler Doolin now trying to get this one out. Kept in at the line by Somang. This is Carrion going to go back. Somang's going to complete their change. Carrion off the boards. Ty Wood missed that. Somang tried to clear this back in. They do. They go wide. Carrion's going to step up. Broken up by Blakewood. Loose puck still in behind the net. Blakewood steps up on this one. Goes off the glass. Bouncing puck. 1:30 remaining in the second period. 2-1 for the Wranglers here at the Ranch. Weird matinee game here for the Wranglers. They work on the outside. Long shot knocked off to the side. Bouncing puck. Lance Brown can't get a handle on that one. Somang still controls. Coming up on 1 minute remaining. Somang goes for the shot off a stick of Emmett Guest high out of play. As there was also a high stick out from the net. No call by the official. It was Vachon that hit Carrion up in the neck area. Lance Brown stepping in on the draw. He's out there with Davis and Guest. Face off won by Somang, controlled by the Wranglers. Forbes shoots this one around as he's dumped in behind the net. Now a foot race. 52.3 seconds remaining in the second period. Face-off will take place to the right-hand side of Neal. Face-off won by Somang. Back shooting through the corner. Neal's going to knock that to the side. Cleared by Forbes. Not all the way out, though. They keep it in. 39 seconds remaining in the second period. Quick shot. And Neal's going to hang on to that one. Now they keep it in. Long distance shot here. Oh, nice save by Neal as it just got knocked wide as he knocked that one down. Lance Brown is going to control this, carry it out. He works to the outside, can't find their way in. Big tangle up behind the play. Some stick work there as Guest and number 24 from Somang were exchanging some pleasantries. Grimbley's going to flick this one up, bouncing puck. Davis in behind everybody, tried to get a shot off there, couldn't. 5 seconds remaining as Emmett Guest gave a little shot there. He's probably a little upset from that little cross-checking behind the play. Now 24 come up and grab Guest. Now that started way back here. As they're still trying to work their way in. Face off to the left-hand side of Veal. This is Lance Brown. Brown won it, went off the foot of the linesman into the corner. And after 2-1 for the Wranglers here live at the ranch. And we will catch you on the other side of the intermission show.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports Spring Tournaments. Check out all the tournaments they have to offer. In their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for all levels in Kingston. Their tournaments include Adult Hockey Classic, Ontario Prospects D2, D3, and Junior Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Springette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports, hosting spring hockey 4-on-4 leagues in Kingston, Napanee, and Girls League only based out of Napanee as well. Head on over to realmsports.com to register your player today.
This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by HDC Kingston Realm Sports. Hockey Development Center Kingston is the newest state-of-the-art facility brought to Kingston, located at 1325 Centennial Drive. It offers programs to players from U8 to U20. Programs include our skate mill training and total training package, utilizing our 2 skate mills, Fusion Skating Zone, and much, much more. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by, in their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for players of all levels in Kingston. Tournaments include our Ontario Prospects D2 and D3 Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Ringette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by TPH. Realm Sports Academy, powered by TPH, is an academy offered to students grades 6 to 12, looking for a holistic approach to academics. The academy offers specialization in sports, including hockey, baseball, softball, and golf. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by 417 Bus Line, founded in 1958 in Castleman, Ontario, is a bus and charter transportation provider serving the Ottawa region with a large fleet of over 850 vehicles. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by Realm Sports is a family-centered multi-sport academy located in Kingston, Ontario. They offer a variety of programs, including sports tournaments, spring hockey leagues, teams, and camps designed for different age groups. The organization focuses on providing exciting and educational sports experiences.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports Spring Tournaments. Check out all the tournaments they have to offer. In their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for all levels in Kingston. Their tournaments include Adult Hockey Classic, Ontario Prospects D2, D3, and Junior Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Ringette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you in part by Realm Sports, hosting spring hockey 4-on-4 leagues in Kingston, Napanee, and Girls League only based out of Napanee as well. Head on over to realmsports.com to register your player today.
This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by HDC Kingston Realm Sports. Hockey Development Center Kingston is the newest state-of-the-art facility brought to Kingston, located at 1325 Centennial Drive. It offers programs to players from U8 to U20. Programs include our skate mill training and total training package, utilizing our 2 skate mills, Fusion Skating Zone, and much, much more. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by, in their 16th year of hosting tournaments, Realm Sports is proud to offer various spring tournaments for players of all levels in Kingston. Tournaments include our Ontario Prospects D2 and D3 Boys Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Girls Hockey Challenge, Ontario Prospects Ringette Invitational, and the Realm Spring Cup House League Tournament. Register your team today at realmsports.com. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by TPH. Realm Sports Academy, powered by TPH, is an academy offered to students grades 6 to 12, looking for a holistic approach to academics. The academy offers specialization in sports, including hockey, baseball, softball, and golf. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by 417 Bus Line, founded in 1958 in Castleman, Ontario, is a bus and charter transportation provider serving the Ottawa region with a large fleet of over 850 vehicles. This broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers hockey brought to you by Realm Sports is a family-centered multi-sport academy located in Kingston, Ontario. They offer a variety of programs, including sports tournaments, spring hockey leagues, teams, and camps designed for different age groups. The organization focuses on providing exciting and educational sports experiences.
Back for the third period, and we're underway. Puck shot in, shot high and away. As you get a chance to go look at Jackson Payne's go-ahead goal, first goal of the season for him, now available on the Instagram. Lance Brown steps in on the draw, bouncing puck. Davis is going to slap this one in. He's bumped into the bench. Lance Brown's going to come over and slap that back. Somang still controls. They're going to carry this over the line. Long distance shot. Neal's going to shut the door and hang on to this one at 19:33. Bouncing puck. Somang can't keep it in. Now a foot race. This is Davis trying to push his way through. As Lance Brown gets control in the neutral zone, he's going to get the line, dump it in. Veal's going to kick that off to the right. As Somang now tries to find their way in, Guest pushes on him. 2-on-2 as Davis change. Rivette comes on for him, and they work around the outside. Disher turns, fires, doesn't get out. Long distance shot off a foot. Went off 2 feet. That was Lance Brown, and Disher goes into the corner. Now they're going to work this one out. Bouncing puck. Puck gets out. As Rivette's going to carry this one in. Nice toe drag by Rivette. Backhanded shot, and Veal's going to hang on to that one at 18:42. Hayden Rivette talks over the last play there with David Duggan as Steven Saber joins him. Rubidoux and Marcus Forbes on the point. Linesman's going to call for new rubber. David Duggan steps in on the draw. Face off one, controlled by Somang. Off a foot, bouncing puck. Hayden Rivette just couldn't reach around as La Fortuna overskated that one again. Off a foot again. Hayden Rivette tried to go up front. David Duggan slapped that one in. Still can't control. Tried to break that one up. Somang now comes out. David Duggan's back. So this is a 3-on-3. Duggan forces his man to the side into the corner. Steven Saber's going to step up. Bouncing puck. Still can't find their way in. Miscue. Kept it at the line. Long shot. Neal reads that. Hangs on to it. And he will the whole time as Austin Neal. $18:04 remaining in the third period. 2-1 for the Wranglers. Jackson Payne with the go-ahead goal for the Wranglers. Somang works this in low off a foot. That was Forbes. Quick shot, turn, bouncing puck. Neal can't find it. Squirts off to the right-hand side. Now carried up by Blake Wood. He gets it out. Hits his man. That was Ty Wood, sorry. Now they're going to work in. Long shot, knocked down by Neal. Bouncing puck. As a forecheck here, this is Tyler Doolin. Somang works this out. Payne takes a swing at that one. Nobody can get it. Long shot off the side of the net. Bouncing puck. Somang keeps it in as they complete their change. Blake Wood hits his man on the far side. He's going to work this up to Tyler Doolin, who goes across to Ty Wood. Ty Wood gains the line, dumps it in. He's going to go for his change. Blake Wood and Carrion stay on. Emmett Guest Brown now come out with Davis. Long shot. Not controlled by Somang as Guest is going to go for a skate. Off a foot, bouncing puck, turned over. Here comes Somang. They got 3 guys wide. Turned fire off a body that hit Wood up high. He gets right back up. Again, one of the big things that Coach Majors worked on over the offseason was blocking up that shooting lane. Last year, Wranglers were second, I guess, worse if you want, for most shots on net. This year, they're well within the mid-pack, which is a huge improvement for the team. Davis is going to dump this one in as he stood up at the line. Somang tries to work around the outside. Lance Brown was looking for Grimbleby to step up on that one. They go across the middle. Davis has to chase his man into the half board. Somang trying to set up here. 4 minutes gone in the third period. 16 minutes remaining. This is Davis. Turned, fired. This is going to be icing.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Haymakers in Kingston refers to Haymakers Urban Kitchen, a family-friendly canteen and catering service located inside the Investia Center.
Face-off will take place to the right-hand side of Neal. Face-off one, bouncing puck. They work it in low, in behind the net. This is Davis now, goes across the ice, bouncing puck. As Guest couldn't get a handle on that one. Back comes Somang, 3 wide. They quick shot off a body, bouncing puck. They still try to work it in. This is Somang working around the outsides. Hard hit as Guest is hit hard on the half board. And Duggan's the forechecker. Guest goes right to the bench as Steven Saber now comes out. They work on the outside. Hard check against the boards as Grimbleby battles his man. Now controlled. That was Grimbleby, couldn't get that one out. As they work it in low, Grimbleby turns, fires off the board. Saber knocks it down, goes off now, foot race. This is Hayden Rivette. They're looking for an icing on this one. They do get the icing. No change for the Wranglers.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by the Merchant Tap House. Our historic building houses a unique, laid-back, and comfortable dining experience with one of the largest outdoor patios in town.
Again, thank you so much for the wonderful sponsors here for the Wranglers. Long distance shot off a foot into the half board there. Somang trying to find their way out. Bouncing puck gets out. They got to knock it down. Hayden Rivette hits his man to the boards. They're going to call a hand pass, though Somang knocked it down and Wranglers gain control. Maybe it's a new rule. Jackson Payne on the taking the draw here up front. Ty Wood with Tyler Doolin. Forbes and Rubidoux on the point. Face off one and controlled by Somang, but here come the Wranglers. That's Jackson Payne. Ty Wood's going to put this in over to Tyler Doolin. Bouncing puck to Jackson Payne. As Tyler Doolin trying to get this low. Jackson Payne takes a bump. Wranglers are caught low on this one. 3 Wranglers in behind the hash marks. Back come Somang, 3-on-2 into the lane, and Neal's just going to reach up and grab that one, knocks it down. He makes it look easy at 14:06 remaining of the third period. Face off one by Somang, shot high and wide above the glove of Austin Neal. As we'll go back to take the draw again on the left-hand side of Neal. Face off one, controlled, kept in at the line. This is Somang now, trying to work their way around. Long distance shot, bouncing puck. They work to the outside, into the shooting lane, still trying to find their way in. Long shot, high and away. Off the side of the net. Neal had it shut, and this is going to be an icing call as it works all the way down. Icing is the call at 13:34 remaining. What's that? Nice. Oh, yeah. Couple of young Wranglers just joined us up here on the broadcasting area as this is Emmett Guest on the far side. Long shot high and away outside as Somang knocks this one down. They're coming back the opposite way. Marcus Forbes now puts it up. This is Emmett Guest on the outside, tries to cut inside. Off the side, and then as Veal can't control this one, and they work in behind the net. Somang now controls in the corner. They go in behind the net as they try to regroup. Lance Brown goes for his change. Here comes Somang, 3 wide. They work around the net. Neal kicks that one away as Hayden Rivette can't knock this one down. In behind the net, this is Carrion, can't work it out front. He can't clear, kept at the line. Long shot. Neal going to grab that one at 12:43 remaining of the third period. 2-1 Wranglers lead. In steps your captain, David Duggan. He wins the draw. Bouncing puck. They can't. It's going to be offside, delayed. Duggan tried to one-touch this down to Steven Saber. Icing is the call. 12:32 remaining. Again, Wranglers Day here on Family Day weekend. Lots of young Wranglers running around for the 2018 team. Lots of Gatorade and chicken fingers being gnawed on up here. Long shot, slowed down. Neal's going to control this one into the corner. 12:20 remaining of the third period. 2-1 Wranglers. Steven Saber battles his man on the half board. Captain David Duggan knocks this to Wood. That's Blake Wood. Oh, he's picked off as Neal's got to step up. Bouncing puck as it's cleared. And now we have a breakaway. This is Hayden Rivette got his chance. Oh, nice save by Veal as Hayden Rivette had a great opportunity. And David Duggan comes right back in as there was a chance for Hayden Rivette. As you'll see it right here. There's Hayden Rivette getting sprung away. He has lots of time as he walks in. And a nice save right there. Somang now controls are going to carry this one out on the outside. Forced out by Theo Disher. Long shot off the blocker of Neal as he knocks that one away. Somang keeps at the line. They're buzzing now as Tyler Doolin hooked down his player. No call. Tyler Doolin now on the forecheck. Checks his man off. Here comes Jackson Payne. He had the go-ahead goal. Nice behind the back pass as he's hit. Turned over by Tyler Doolin. Somang goes back the opposite way. They tried to thread the needle, picked off. Grimbleby's going to fire this one down. Icing is the call at 11:16. Face-off will take place to the right-hand side of Neal. Face-off won by the Wranglers. That was Jackson Payne that won that. He puts it around the outside. Doolin can't get a stick on that one as they keep it in at the line. They work into the corner. Grimbleby now battles his man in the corner. Puts it out across the paint. Nobody there. Going to be a shot from the point. They try, nope, fake shot. They try and work it in. Somang trying to find their way in. Shot high, and Neal grabs that one high in the chest. 10:53 remaining. 2-1 for the Wranglers here at the Ranch. Country themed day as well as family day here at the Ranch. Everybody dressed up like a cowboy, and of course, lots of Wranglers in the crowd as Emmett Guest takes a wild swing. As he works around the outside, Davis comes over, tries to get this puck out. He does. Somang controls. 10:30 remaining of the third period. Emmett Guest almost picked that one off. Long shot, missed wide left and behind the net as Neal let that one go. Bouncing puck. Guest couldn't find that one, and icing is the call. Face off, won by Lance Brown. They work around the outside. Emmett Guest can't get this one cleared. They're going to work this one back in. This is Somang now working around the outside. Long shot. Neal's going to hang on to that one at 10:07. Austin Neal has been pretty good tonight. At 10:07 remaining. Face-off will take place on the left-hand side. As Duggan wings this one through, he's going to push it, controlled by Somang, bouncing puck. Mrs. Forbes now tries to work around the outside. He does. Breakout pass, Hayden Rivette on the far side to Sabre. Sabre's going to dump this one in behind the net now. Battle as they work it in behind the net. This is David Duggan now trying to put a stick on that. He can't. Hayden Rivette also there as they come back the opposite way. This is Somang on the outside, trying to find their way in. They're going to bank it around the outside. Kept in at the line, long shot. Neal's going to grab that one as Somang fanned on that one. Here's a long bouncing puck as Sabre and Hayden Rivette run into each other there. Somang works around the outside, trying to find their way in. Broken up at the line. They're going to come back the opposite way. Somang now keeps it in. Low shot, knocked away by Neal. We're 9 minutes remaining of the third period. Wrapped around attempt, broken up by the Wranglers. Hayden Rivette can't clear. Somang keeps it in. Long shot, high and away. Hard hit along the half board. Now Wranglers going to carry this. This is Rubidoux who's going to bank it off. Had Duggan looking the opposite way as they carry back. In comes Somang as they're trying to work it in. They're on the outside now, bouncing puck. Tyler Doolin tried to get in the forward play here. He's going to move it back, kept it at the line. Back comes Somang, back the opposite way. They work it around the outside. Quick shot to the side. Jackson Payne tried to throw that one out. He got bumped into the half board. Bouncing puck still kept in by Somang. Long shot. Neal kicks that off to the side as Ty Wood is hit into the sideboard. Shot around the net. Jackson Payne tried to hammer that one out. Didn't get much on it, though. It did clear as he jumps in for a line change. Blake Wood in behind the bench as the Wranglers get a full change. Long breakout pass for Doolin. If he was looking at it, it would have been right on his tape as Neal had to stretch back for that one. Somang works around the outside, trying to find their way in. They can't as Carrion breaks that one up on the half board. Picked off by Emmett Guest. Emmett Guest battles his man, still carrying in, still fighting his man on the half board, trying to find their way in. They can't. They go against the half board. This is still Somang. 7 minutes, just over 7 minutes remaining of the third. Brown had to keep that onside as Emmett Guest was offside. Long distance shot. Braden Davis now on the forward check. Bouncing puck kept in. Grimbley's going to slap this one right back in. Out comes Somang as they try to work on the outside. Lance Brown back, breaks it up off the foot of Emmett Guest. Davis wasn't expecting it. Had to turn to catch back up to the play. 6:40 remaining. As Emmett Guest battles his man on the half board. Somang's going to bang this one in. Disher's going to hang on to this one. Tries to get it out. Kept at the line by Somang. They're trying to regroup here. Bouncing puck. Quick shot. Broken up by Emmett Guest high into the mesh. 6:22 remaining in the third period. You're watching Wranglers hockey here at the ranch. Randy grooving to the music. He loves Country Day here at the ranch. Long distance shot off to the side as Rubidoux tries to control this one. Picked off. This is your captain, David Duggan, now looking for the outlet pass. He's going to gain the line, just kind of dump it in. Bouncing puck. Hayden Rivette on the advancement on that. Steven Sabre now comes in to help, tries to go back to the point. A little hot for Rubidoux now. A foot race. This is Lemieux blows by Rubidoux on the outside. He has control in behind the net. Tried to drop it off. Wranglers all catch up now as Forbes bumps his man off. As they battle on the half board. Long distance. Oh, deflected shot, but Neal read that one as he slowed that one down. He had to. Oh, here comes Steven Saber. He's got a bit of a jump. He's going to toe drag this one. He's got Hayden Rivette with him that got away on a stick and went into the corner. So we got some of the young Wranglers up here in the broadcasting area. They were pretty pumped about that breakaway. Again, they play a lot on the weekends. They don't get a chance to see the big club. But the Wranglers do come out to a lot of practices and stuff for the young kids. Emmett Guest can't control this one. Somang keeps it in at the line. Long distance shot. Neal's going to hang on to that one as Blake Wood gets tangled up in front of the net. And we're 4:48 remaining. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear TV. Home for all your Kingston Wrangler action. Brown steps in on the draw. He wins this one as Davis tries to flick this one out. He gets it out, but Somang gets control. Long distance shot in the outside off the side of the net. Blake Wood's going to spin, turn, fire that one in behind. Carrion has to chase his man to the corner. He's given support by Davis and by Brown. Brown turns, fires. This will be icing as well. They're going to negate this one at 4:23 remaining of the third period. Somang now tries to get this one out. Long distance shot just outside the reach of Emmett Guest. He couldn't control. Emmett Guest looking for an outlet pass. Tried to find Brown in the high slot. Picked off by Somang to go back the opposite way. Theo Disher pushes his man off. Controls. We're under 4 minutes remaining of the third. They try to find their way out. They shoot this one around the outside. Low shot kicked off the side by Neal. Cleared. This one doesn't have enough legs to get down and went off a foot anyways, so icing was negated. Somang now carrying this on the outside. This is Grimbleby, battles his man against the boards, rubs him out. Bouncing puck. Shot to the left-hand side. Grimbleby's going to, has some interference around there, but Grimbleby skated right through the Somang player. As there was no attempt by either player really to go for the puck. They just skated at each other. As that shot out, no change by the Wranglers as it was shot directly out. Lucky that's not a delayed game call. Shot from inside the zone. How do you know? Timeout is called by Somang. We'll go to a commercial break and we'll be right back.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Michael P. Lee, providing insurance services in Kingston, Ontario. They offer a variety of insurance types, including auto, home, and life insurance, located in the historical downtown Kingston.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Union Kitchen and Cocktails on Princess Street is your one and only spot for handcrafted cocktails, artisan pizza, handmade pasta, and fresh starters. There is something delicious for everyone.
Coming back from timeout called by Somang, 2-1 for the Wranglers, 3:10 remaining of the third period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear TV, live from the ranch during Country Wrangler Family Day. Again, immediately following this game, the big club will come back on the ice and all the young Wranglers will get to come out on the ice and go for a skate with them. Face off, won by Somang, almost knocked out by Hayden Rivette. Bouncing puck, David Duggan has to clear that into the corner. 3 minutes remaining. We're going to watch Reveal heading to the net. The Somang goalie kept it at the line. Long shot blocked by Steven Saber. They work on the outside, trying to find their way in. Somang working around the outside, trying to find a long distance shot. Bouncing puck. Neal went one way. Puck missed the net, though. Somang now trying to find their way into the shooting lane. Wranglers collapsing a little bit. Niels took a swipe at that as they hammered everybody. Long shot, missed wide, bouncing puck. Quick shot again, high and away. 2:27 remaining. There's a stick on the ice. David Duggan's stick is behind the net. He's without his stick. The captain, long shot off a leg. Oh, what an opportunity for Somang. As it was there. As they fix the net, we'll take a look at that. As you'll see the opportunity right here for Somang. There's the shot. There's the bounce. And right there, broken up by Disher. 2:14 remaining. Veal now out of the net. Empty net for Somang. Duggan steps in on the draw. Face off, won cleanly by David Duggan. Disher took a swing, got it out. Rivette tried to catch up to this one. Somang has to clear the zone. Now they carried in 6-on-5. Shot right through the neutral zone. There's the save. Bouncing puck. Neil read that one, and he closed the door. Somang works it around the outside. We're just under 2 minutes remaining. Tried to go to the back door. Sabres going to turn and fire this one all the way down. At 1:44 remaining in the third period as Rivette tried to catch up to negate the icing. Face off to the right-hand side of Neil. Is it your captain, David Duggan? Face off won by Somang. They work around the outside. Trying to find their clear shot in. They can't find it. They're going to walk right in. There's the backdoor shot. Neil saw that, stepped up and knocked that one down. Somang goes back again. Long shot. They got a body right out front. Wranglers don't seem to be clearing him very well. As they work around the outside, 1:23 remaining. As Grimbleby just dropped his man out front of the net. Now Grimbleby's battling two men out front. Grimbleby's been noticed to get really dirty out front. Three Somang players out front. They work around the outside. Quick shot. Shot wide and away. Still two Somang players out front. Wranglers need to clear those guys out. Somang trying to find their way, and there's a shot. Hit Neil. He had no idea where it was. David Duggan turns, fires. Misses the net. And this will be icing with 50 seconds remaining. Looking at the stats guide, David Duggan, 2 minutes, 15 seconds on his shift. Timeout called by the Wranglers. Coming back here from a Wrangler timeout. 50.2 seconds remaining. This is a long timeout. Home ice advantage. Lance Brown is going to step in on the draw. Emmett Guest, Wood, Rubidoux all out there. Here comes Brown. He steps in, wins the draw, turned, fired, hit the linesman. Now he clears out to center ice. Wranglers are going to back up on this one as Somang going to try and find their way in. 6-on-5. They're not going to chase. Long dump in. Rubidoux's going to grab this one. He's going to turn, fire, get this one out. They're going to take the icing. at 27 seconds remaining. Somang wanted a quicker whistle on that one, but again, the players got to gain the line. Lance Brown going to step in on the draw, right-handed face-off out front of Neal. Face-off won by Somang. They keep it in. They fire this one around. Ranger's going to square up. As that's Blake Wood in behind the net. He's battling. He's got help. Here's Lance Brown. He's going to turn fire. Not out. Somang now is going to work this in. 10 seconds remaining. Try to fire this one in. Neal's going to grab that one and hang on to it as Forbes clears out the player. So that was Rubido in front of the net that cleared the Somang player. 6.3 seconds remaining. Here comes Lance Brown, last draw. He's a little jumpy on this one. Clock jumped, went from 5.8 down from 6.3. Less than a second, but Somang's going to want every second they can get on there. Just telling the timekeeper delay, turn the clock on there by 0.3 seconds, which isn't a lot of time. Oh, he got 6. How do you get 6.2 out there? That guy's a magician. Here comes Lance Brown, steps in the final draw. Important face-off here. Lance Brown wins the draw, forces it back. Rubido into the corner. He's going to hang on to this one, take a small beating as the Wranglers win on Country Day here during Wrangler Family Day. 2-1 for the Wranglers here at the ranch. For the Kingston Wranglers, I'm Bill Newman. We'll catch you next time. Thank you.